Hello, MultibootOS 2.2 is here. MultibootOS allows you to boot different Amiga distributions for the PiStorm such as CaffeineOS, Amiga Game Selector, AmiKit and AmigaOS 3.2 with only one micro SD card. Let's take a look at what's new in 2.2. First, there is a new registration and activation system with 2.2. Go to MultibootOS.com and you will find links to the Discord and Facebook page. Before you register to get your new MultibootOS user ID, you will need to send the admins a private message on Discord or Facebook to say you are registering for a user ID. Make sure you're including the name you are registering with in your message. Then click the Request User ID button on MultibootOS.com, enter your name and check the box to say you have contacted us via Discord or Facebook. Then click the Request User ID button. You will then receive a request tracking code. This is not your MultibootOS user ID. Copy the tracking code because you can use that to check your request status using the link at the bottom. Enter your tracking code and click Check Status. The yellow page is shown when the request is still pending. The registration process is not automatic and a human will need to review the request and check the private message. Once they have, you can collect your user ID by entering your tracking code. Make sure you copy your 5-character MultibootOS user ID, go back to the registration page and click the Go to Download page link at the bottom. Enter your new user ID and click the Check Status button. You can then click the Download via torrent button to get your torrent file. Once the image has finished downloading, extract the image to your computer's hard drive, making sure you have enough space to unpack a 128GB file. It'll take a while. Then insert a microSD card into your computer's card reader and use an image writing program such as Win32 Disk Imager here or HST Imager. Once it's written, transfer the microSD card to your PiStorm. The welcome screen will appear on the CRT or RGB output of the Amiga. Press enter and wait until the boot selector screen appears. 2.2 will not work until it is activated, so select the item at the bottom which says Activate Now Online. One of the new things with 2.2 is that it can now connect to your network and the internet over Wi-Fi. We'll select option 1 here for Wi-Fi, and as this is the first time we are using Wi-Fi, it will ask you to enter your wireless network details such as its name in the SSID box and password. And then click Save. Close the Preferences window and your Amiga should now connect to your network. If you've made a mistake here with your Wi-Fi information, you will need to reboot your Amiga and start over with option 3. It should connect to the wireless manager. If you get an error about SNTP here, stop and contact us for support on Facebook or Discord. You'll then be asked to enter your 5-character user ID that you got from registering on the website earlier. Enter it here. If you typed it incorrectly, MultibootOS will download all the activation files it needs from the server. Otherwise, you have 2 more attempts to type in your user ID. Press enter and your Amiga will restart with a fully functional MultibootOS image. Use the up and down arrow keys to select what you would like to run. Let's look at what else is new in 2.2. For this, I'm going to go to the CLI Amiga Shell option and keep it on my CRT RGB screen. You'll see some useful commands displayed. So back to the network. If you type online, you'll see the online menu again that you saw in the activation step. This time I'm going to select option 2 and connect via Ethernet. Now this allows me to connect my Amiga to a Samba file share to copy files over the network to and from my Amiga. You'll need to set this up, so type config smb at the prompt. Enter your Samba details and click Save. And now you can mount the share with the mount smb command and use directory opus to copy files. The drive you need is called smb0 in the bottom left. Towards the center at the bottom you'll also see the config smb, mount smb, and if you right click that, the unmount smb commands are there too. FrameThrower and the MU68 1.1 alpha kernels can be activated by typing FrameThrower Selector at the prompt. Click Enable or Disable, and MultibootOS will configure all the distros to use FrameThrower and the new MU68 alpha kernels, then reboot. I'll switch off and transfer my microSD card back to my computer to copy files across to install AmigaOS 3.2. Open your microSD card and open the AmigaOS 3.2 folder at the top. Then from the CD, open the ADF folder and copy all the ADF files to the AmigaOS 3.2 folder on your microSD card. To get the 3.2.3 update, you will need to have registered on Hyperion's website both a user account and your AmigaOS 3.2 CD's product key that was stuck to the cellophane wrapping. Let's hope you didn't throw that away. Then go to Downloads on the left, then into AmigaOS 3.2, and there click on the 3.2.3 archive. Then copy the download archive into the microSD card's AmigaOS 3.2 folder. You don't need to extract the archive, just copy it across. Go back to your PiStorm and insert the card. This time, when the boot selector menu appears, go to the AmigaOS 3.2 menu item. It will start the installation script. Choose which languages you wish to install by answering yes or no, or just press return for no. Let the script do its thing. Then choose whether you want to keep the installation files or not, and reboot back into AmigaOS 3.2. In MultibootOS 2.2, AmigaOS now has additional menus at the top, and you can connect to the network in the same way you did in Amiga Shell earlier. And browse the internet with iBrowse. If you activated FrameThrower earlier from Amiga Shell, you will also now be using the MU68 1.1 alpha kernels, which enable USB connectivity. And a USB mouse. MultibootOS 2.2 also has the latest CaffeineOS 9317 image. You couldn't update earlier Caffeine versions to this one, so this is now included in 2.2. And I know you've been waiting for this, Amiga Game Selector 3.0 is new in 2.2 for the PiStorm. I did a video previously on how you can configure MultibootOS to use either AGS in RTG mode or with a CRT in RGB mode, and I'll leave a link to that here. Press Escape to get to the AGS workbench, which can be configured to run in either RTG or RGB using the script in Workbench, Tools, Config AGS mode. MultibootOS has an option to get updates over the internet. Scroll down to the very bottom of the boot selector menu. Again, connect to the network using the online menu. If you need to change your Wi-Fi settings, you can do that with option 3 here. The update checker will check the server for any updates, and if it finds one, it will automatically download it and install it. And those are all the things that are new in 2.2, along with other optimizations and bug fixes from 2.1. If you're new to MultibootOS, welcome! Here's what else you can do with it. First, there's an option to boot into Kickstart 1.3, which allows you to play older games from disks that may not be supported with newer Kickstarts. Two empty partitions are provided to copy AmiKit to, and we recommend using an emulator to copy the AmiKit files to a directory on your computer or a hard file, then boot the emulator with MultibootOS, go to the CLI Amiga shell and use directory opus to copy the files from the backup directory or hard file to the AK0 partition on MultibootOS. Then do the same with the AK1 partition. And back on the PiStorm you can select AmiKit from the boot menu and enjoy AmiKit from the same microSD card, avoiding the use of extenders that are not recommended or keeping the Amiga case open to swap microSD cards. That was MultibootOS 2.2. Thanks for watching.